the looming threat of deep-sea mining. On March 5th, the world reached out at what would be a turning point for protection of the world's oceans. With almost 1 in 10 species at risk of extinction and the growing pressure from climate change, the treaty provides a framework for setting up protected areas in the high seas, sometimes known as international waters. It's been seen as crucial for supporting the aim to protect 30% of the oceans by the year 2030. At the moment, we protect just a little more than 1% in the high seas. The treaty, known as BBNJ, Marine Biodiversity of Areas Beyond National Jurisdiction, have been some 40 years in the making, culminating in fraught marathon negotiations that run through the night. But now the ship has reached the shore, quote unquote, as Rina Lee, president of the Intergovernmental Conference on Marine Biodiversity of Areas Beyond National Jurisdiction, put in her emotional conclusion to the talks. The treaty extends not just to the water column, but at depths of more than 656 feet, that's 200 meters down, to the seafloor itself. The treaty could help to protect the oceans from potential environmental damage caused by mining the seabed for metals such as cobalt, manganese, and nickel. So what do these momentous developments for the ocean mean for the seafloor? Deep sea mining has been proposed and rigorously opposed for decades. While some argue the minerals found in the seafloor are a promising source of metals needed for technologies such as mobile phones and wind turbines, scientists have argued we don't know enough about the ecosystems of the seafloor to guarantee that mining will not cause irreparable harm. Since 2001, 31 permits to explore the ocean floor with a view to exploitation have been granted by the International Seabed Authority, the United Nations body responsible for regulating deep-sea mining. In 2021, the Pacific nation of Nauru in Micronesia took one big step closer to deep-sea mining, announcing its intention to begin commercial exploitation of the seabed. That triggered an obscure 2-year rule that gave the ISA a deadline to finalize its rulebook for environmental regulation. The deadline is July of this year, 2023. After this point, theoretically, the deep sea could be mined without environmental regulation in place. Debates on whether this is a truly hard deadline, however, are ongoing. The new High Seas Treaty could eventually have an important overarching influence to protecting the seabed, but it will take many months to be ratified and implemented. It's the looming July deadline that matters most for deep-sea mining, says Mina Epps, head of Oceans Team at the International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN. She says that's our window, and it's closing. A spokesperson for ISA tells BBC Future that the authority shares the objectives of the High Seas Treaty and stands ready to collaborate and implement its ambiguous goals, though it's too early to say how the treaty will affect the deep-sea mining rulebook in July. As the ISA begins new rounds of talks to inch forward its rulebook in Kingston, Jamaica on March 16, it's just how much is at stake. Scientists have discovered a massive ocean near Earth's core. The investigation proved a theory, which was that ocean water accompanied subduction slabs and entered the transition zone. And this is on Great Game India. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box